Imagine having to climb 3 miles to the top of a hill in order to attend your online class. This is one of the few ways for the 2/3 of students globally who lack any internet access at home to continue their education. In Sri Lanka, for instance, 66% of students dropped out of high school mainly due to poor educational progress in 2020. With 22% computer penetration but only 7% internet penetration, for countries like Sri Lanka the lack of internet has become a big hurdle in providing remote education. With most children unable to physically attend schools, education systems have switched to emergency remote learning. The governments and schools in the regions affected by this problem came up with an interesting concept of education over television. By using existing TV channels or setting up new TV broadcasting setup, schools were able to telecast live teaching shows for students to learn from their homes. But unfortunately this option has turned out to be inefficient, mainly because these shows are conducted as a one-way medium, with no interaction or feedback from students. While it's possible for students to satisfy a course by watching a lecture and reading a textbook without ever interacting with a teacher, this is often unfulfilling. Learning is inherently social. As such, communicating with teachers and getting questions answered is no real substitute to watching a TV telecast. TVed is a robotic process automation solution built with IBM RPA, to allow students to interact with the teacher who is conducting the live show. TVed is built up of 5 main features provided through an automated chatbot. First, the students are able to get information about the future education shows or clarify issues with their TV setup, by asking the chatbot for help. This module is built with RPA's artificial intelligence knowledge base feature to answer user queries. The possible questions can be modeled and trained as a knowledge base and used to answer user queries. Secondly, students are able to ask questions related to their study materials. Every textbook, teacher's guides, past exam papers and other resources are used as the database to perform information retrieval. This is made possible by IBM RPA's RScript feature. An algorithm to calculate document similarity is written using R language, and used by the chatbot to retrieve the best answer for students' questions. To give more information to the student, the exact resource where the answer is taken from is also given to the student. Thirdly, if the student is not satisfied by the answer given by the chatbot, they can request the question to be answered by the teacher presenting the live show. IBM RPA updates a Google spreadsheet stored in Google Drive with the new question and will be presented to the teacher. Next, the students who have similar clarifications can vote for the questions so that the most common questions can be answered first by the feature. This is done through the chatbot by updating the Google Sheet. Finally, a dashboard is linked with the Google Sheet containing all the questions, and presented to the teacher conducting the live show. With statistics and monitoring, teachers are able to identify the most important questions and answer them. By using a simple automation process, we are able to enable communication between students and teachers, and facilitate a better learning process. My vision for TVed is big but not far-fetched, because of its viability. With a much smaller sized approach, TVed can enable broad remote learning beyond the pandemic years and provide greater accessibility to education. I hope that this app will become part of the government's broader curriculums to better the way education is delivered, and reduce the gap between demographics. Thank you.